and welcome to another episode of WFM Tipsy Thursdays. I am Juanita Coley, the Contact Center Whisperer, the CEO and founder of Solid Rock Consulting. And this week we are talking about what is an FTE. And so this week we have the amazing and epic Tony Knight with us all the way. I'm not going to steal your thunder, Tony. Tell them where you're from, okay?
Well, many people will know from my accent, I'm originally from Cape Town, South Africa, but I am currently living in Cambridge, New Zealand. So, as I said earlier on, I'm in the future and it's looking good.
I love it. I'm in the future and it's looking good. I love it. I love it, Tony. Well, thank you so much for being our guest expert this week. I'm super excited to interview you on this laser focused topic around what is FTE. But before we hop into that topic, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Why did you fall in love, or how did you fall in love with workforce management? Tell me that journey.
It was quite fascinating when I thought back after you posed the question to me, when was it? And I came really in a different way that maybe other people have come to it. I came from a consulting background and was really looking at how do I impact contact centers and how do I enable business leaders and managers to understand and change their environments. And so when WFM came along, it was sort of a light bulb moment of saying, well, this is really what we've always been looking for, is how do we actually quantify what's going on in the environment, and then how do we map that back to forecasting and all of the other things that adherence and all those great things that WFM brings to us. And so it was really a light bulb moment of saying, okay, this is the tool that's going to enable me to help customers and businesses understand what I'm talking about. So it was sort of the other way around, but we got there in the end.
I love it. I love it. I love it that you said it was like a light bulb moment, because that is what it is for a lot of people when they realize, like, oh, this is what we've been trying to solve for all along in the business. Like, we've been trying to figure out, the right amount of staffing or when customers are going to have a need. And this is that discipline. And so I love that. So let's hop into the topic for this week, which is what is an FTE? So Tony, in your own words, tell us, what is FTE? What is that an acronym for? Why is it impactful that we understand it?
Yeah, well, it stands for full-time equivalent, and many times, and as I thought through it, we sort of become a little bit linking FTE to a person, and for me, it isn't. When we do that, we tend to diminish the people aspect of the contact center. So for me, it is a theoretical concept that helps me link what what I'm trying to build in a contact center from a WFM perspective, but not to link it directly, not to make it become the agent. It is
Yeah.
this theoretical construct that helps me understand, well, how many humans, how many people do I need, and not to mix those two things up is what I try and focus on myself. But yeah.
I love that. You got to say that again for the people in the back, right? I absolutely love that, to not link FTE to a person, right? Because I think a lot of times in workforce management, we do that, right? We link FTE. Oh, I need, and then so what we do is we take away the human and the culture inside of the contact center, inside of the organization, because we're like, oh, I need 32 FTE. Like, no, you need
Yeah.
people. Right. That is what that, and so when we link the two together and we take away the human, oh, I love that. That's so good, Tony. You're gonna have me preaching in a second. Hey there. It's Juanita Coley here. And I want to personally invite you to book a WFM support call if you're currently transitioning into a new WFM solution, or you're on the market for a new WFM solution. Trying to purchase a new WFM tool can be a daunting task, because so many options that are out on the market. Workforce management is our niche. niche skill set. Our superpower is being able to align that niche skill set with your CX, your customer experience, and your employee experience goals. And so I want to talk to you to make sure that while you're transitioning into a new WFM solution or you're purchasing a new WFM solution, it does not impact your customer experience and your employee experience negatively. So if that is you, book a call, and I'm excited to talk to you. See you soon. Bye. So tell me, tell me one myth around working with FTE, the abstract or the concept around FTE.
Yeah, it becomes all about the rules for me. They start at 8 or they start at this time or they have a break, etc. And and we as humans don't really that doesn't isn't the way we really operate. We're not robots, or many of us aren't robots, and so there are so many things that impact the human side of my life. When I'm having a maybe a kick my toe as I was walking to my desk, that impacts me as a human being. But as an FTE, it's blocks and etc. So it sort of enables me to think about, well, yeah, this is theoretically what it looks like, but I do need to take into account the human aspect of it, and so that's for me, and that can obviously extrapolate into other areas as well. But it's the whole fact that I really want to be aware of the emotions
Yeah.
that FTE don't calculate. You know, so that's for me.
That's so epic. That's so good. And I think that that's where I was having an episode or a conversation with Todd Hicks, and we were talking about shrinkage, right? And I think that that's where that comes into the equation of, okay, I
Hmm.
know people are going to be late because of the weather, or I know that this is going to happen. So taking into account the things that you do know, and then of course there are going to be things that you just don't know. You don't know. So you're planning for the known unknowns by
Hmm.
creating, the shrinkage category that then now you can say, well, yes, I know as a business I do need to account for FTE. So I need to know how many people I'm going to need, but I also need to remember that I'm not just dealing with robots, right? I'm dealing with, or I'm engaging with people, and life is going to happen. And so that's where shrinkage becomes enters the, conversation. Give me a tip, if you were to give a tip or strategy on planning around FTE, something that you've seen that has been successful.
Yeah, so I really think that it's about really understanding what happens in the environment. So FTE, we can get very um, again, I've said it a number of times, theoretical in it, but in the world that we live in, there are things that impact the business that we're in. So again, translating the business aspects of the real world that you live in into calculating the FTE. So making sure that again, even right at the beginning of calculating the theoretical construct, we're starting to build that human element into it. So making sure that we understand the culture of the business, so that in turn translates into the FTE calculation, so that it's not completely divided. Everything starts from the culture, even from a perspective of calculating that FTE mechanism. So that's where I like to start it, is understand the culture, understand the people, and then start bringing that into the FTE calculations, because we know that is very hard and fast in its mechanism.
I absolutely love that, Tony. Oh, chef's kiss. That was so good. That was so good. It was laser, it was to the point, and it was so good. If the people want to find you, tell us where they can find you.
Well, LinkedIn's the best place to look for me. Tony Knight's my name. You'll find me on LinkedIn. And yeah, love to talk to people around workforce management, but just customer experience in general, I suppose, is where I the field that I sort of play in.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us and share your wisdom with us.
Thanks, Manita.
How epic was that? You know, as long as I've been in workforce management and as long as and this is why we do Tipsy Thursdays, right? Because I love Tony's perspective on FTE, right? Around not linking it to, while we know, right? If you ask any workforce manager, if you ask anybody who's in forecasting, when we're thinking FTE, we're automatically thinking people, right? But I love how Tony talked about making sure, yes, we know that we need a certain amount of people, and that's where we're doing our calculations for, but not getting away from understanding that that FTE is a number. When we're associating that with people, we need to also remember people, which is back to our conversation that I was having with Todd around shrinkage, right? Not just using a blanket shrinkage number. I love Tony's tip around making sure that you understand the environment and the culture of the organization, because the FT in this organization may be a completely different number in another organization, based on the culture and the environment. So that workload need, right, may be completely different, which means your FTE number may be completely different. Chef's kiss. Tony did it. Tony did it. Okay. So I hope that that was impactful to you. Until next time, go be great and let's make impact. Stay tuned for more WFM Tipsy Thursdays. Bye, guys.